Versus PSG.LGD grandfinals.
Game 5.
Game 5.
What he does, and if you can help negate pressure, if you can get that
Pag nagawa ni Kungka to, malaki advantage
hero,
nila.
then sure. But and if Skylar's having a good game, they can make so much happen together.
And for the Team Spirit side, do you think there's anyone who can sort of stop that onslaught early?
They're going to look at the Ember.
Yeah.
Ember. Everybody's looking at Ember for this match. Yeah.
It has to be the Ember.
And now we're going to the final game of TI. Before we go into game, we'll Island.
Prepare for battle.
Thank you very much, Sumi. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the deciding Game 5 here at the TI10 Grand Finals.
Let's go, Game 5.
Against PSG.LGD. I'm Only Pixel, joined, of course, once again by the fabulous Insania.
30 seconds to battle.
What have we got in front of us here? What have we got in store for us this game, Aiden?
Man, what a crazy game. I think the last game was very, very much in
Game 5.
LGD's favor straight from the draft.
Wala ko, di naabot sa Game 5 eh.
Even, and I completely agree with what Seb
Let's
had to
go,
say,
Game
where
5.
I think both teams have different things going for themselves. I think if this game does scale up, if it goes very slowly, if the 20-minute timing from the Tiny isn't abused, then LGD's draft is going to just lack in power as the game scales up. I'm a little bit worried about how much the impact the Sky, Kunkka, and Enchantress combo can have together around the map, and how well Team Spirit will be able to shut it down. I think runes, just like Silent said, luck, you know? And I don't think he was joking. Luck really does matter. If they get those power runes, it's going to be huge for them.
I mean, we saw as well from Spirit the sort of the very carefree
go.
attitude it worked out at the start of this series. I've been asked before the first game how the preparation
Grabe
was.
nila,
Silent said, well, we didn't get to do much at all. We're just turning up to play and have a bit of fun. That fun certainly looked to be effective in Game 1 and Game 2, but Game 3 and Game 4, as we've just seen, PSG.LGD, they have stepped it up. They've hit back hard. And now is the time to see if they can continue on the road to the reverse sweep, or Team Spirit can find that magic that was getting them through the first 2 games of the
Grabe yung
series.
ano ni Toronto to
Yeah,
talaga
absolutely.
pagka
I think this is going to be a battle of the mid laners come after laning phase. I think the laning phase is probably going to be fairly even. Both teams will farm fairly well. But that 6-minute rune, Owen, I think who has a massive edge in this game, because they're going to get to decide what
Dito
happens
ano,
in the other
sino
team.
magdadala sa mid
Absolutely,
lane?
we've seen the importance of those timings, those power runes already many times in
Sino
the
magdadala
series,
sa mid
many
lane
times in the
nito,
tournament
ito?
itself. Both teams will fully be aware of this, and we'll see a lot of focus
Okay.
around that first spawn.
Cute.
Looking at the side lanes here, getting into the action. Who's having the rough time here in the early game?
I actually think most lanes are just going to be fairly farmy. The top side of the map, I think, is probably where you're going to see the most kind of action. There's a little bit of threat from the Tiny Edge to potentially make some sort of kill move. But I really think it's right now, you want to get as much farm as you can out of the lanes before the sports have to rotate out. So I expect all 6 cores of this game to have a fairly decent start.
Yes.
All right, well, we'll see if there's going to be any slip-ups in the laning stage.
Yeah.
Wala lahat may
Very
edge
even
eh.
so far.
Wala akong pwedeng masabi kung sino man nanalo.
11 for 1 against
Lahat
the 8
may
for 0.
ano eh.
Of course, trying to
Nakuha
Tokyo, taking
ng
quite the hit from the Tidebringers.
T-Spirit yung gusto nilang hero. Wyvern at saka Magnus. Ganon din naman sa LGD. Execution na lang talaga ito mga sir sa mid lane.
Yep,
Sa
so
mid lane
they're more
talaga
focused
mag-ano
on
to,
the top, but they have lane control
magkakabigayan.
up top. And the advantage of having lane control is the TV can't really run you down with his
Sa
range
mid lane
attack the way
tayo
he wants to.
magkakatalo
So
dito.
not the ideal
Depende kay
position
Ember
to
at
use. If
saka
you're able to use
kay
it right outside of your own tier 1 tower,
Nothing
you
to
can kind
say.
of zone out any other hero to come into the lane. But
Kung anong nila,
Fatal's doing
kung
just
anong
fine
trip
during this
nila.
meta.
Yan, yan magkakatalo talaga to.
Poshka trying his best to get Shinkyu away from Terrorblade, keep that area safe for Yatora.
Yeah,
So
nothing
far,
to say,
iwan
he's
ng
doing
ano,
very well
ng
mid. I'm a
15
little bit
creep
surprised
wave.
at this. He's almost a full
Creeps.
creep wave ahead.
Patay, ng Korea.
See the courier taking out Up top, Mirror continue to trade as best they
Maganda
can
lang
here
ng
with
pwesto to
White.
mamaya. May Magnus eh. Magnus siya
Yeah,
Wyvern.
doing a good job. making
Napanood
sure the
natin
top
kanina
part
yun
can-
sa
as well.
Secret.
I'm going to
Here's
try
the
and
sleep.
move up. I mean, Collapse has hit the level 3.
Patay, patay,
See if
patay.
he's got enough lockdown and damage to
Patay,
take
patay,
this.
patay. First blood kay Collapse.
Yes, he does.
Nako.
At the same time, in the mid lane, Toronto, Tokyo.
Radiant's
Very
courier
low there. Has to get out of the range of a potential time bring he will, but there we have it. First blood up top. Again, a quick read from Spirit there as soon as they knew that they had the setup and the level 3 on Magnus.
Yeah, this mid lane is going excellently for nothing to say. Toronto Tokyo here has a hard choice of do I go for the bounce rune or do I stay in the lane and try to farm? Ooh, nice sleight of fist. Dodges on the farm.
Teka na, no? Slate of fish talaga yan. No, yun talaga yan.
But yeah,
dapat.
overall, I think very stable lanes all around. TV Lycan about even. Mid lane is really the only outstanding lane so
Saan
far.
talaga
to me.
mag-work yung
Well,
mid
we
lane?
know how scary nothing to say can get when he has a start like this.
Subukan na.
The setups that he'll be able to offer to the team, they're going to be huge and a fair bit of damage to follow up each and every time, and
Wala pa,
nothing to
level
say
2 pa
gets a
lang kasi ito
catch.
Yeah, and LGD really on top of refilling the bottle, right? You see, Toronto Tokyo is not quite getting the same support mid, and that's because their heroes are forced to stay in their lanes right now. They can't really move their pieces on the map.
Look at that. Radiant's
And-
courier just got
Ayun,
Already
nabasa
winning
niya
the
na eh.
lane, getting that
Nabasa
free
niya na
ball
yung ikot
refill.
niya. Ano eh, oh.
He's going to be able to steal the small
No,
cap
sir,
away from Member.
nabasa niya
This
na
is
yung
huge.
ikot
Nothing to
niya,
say
no?
off to a great start in this game 5 of the grand final.
Nakita niya na si Bat yung ano.
It's very hard for Toronto Tokyo to do too much about it. Of course, Kunku early on. So HP is not going to
Nakita
be
niya
too
na kasi
scared of
ikot
being
eh.
burnt
Kung
down
paano
by the
umikot
Ember
si
at the
Toronto Tokyo sa
early
mid.
levels.
Meanwhile, top
Yeah,
lane.
and up top you see like this is generally how the early game is developing in this grand
Eh,
final.
nakita na
Where
nila
the
si
Tiny gets
ikot
the one
kanina
versus
eh.
one lane against the
Paano sila
Mag because
iikot?
there's no real kill threat. Neither side can really pressure each other too much, and the two supports are kind of battling it out in the jungle. But here we go, Collapse is really far up into the lane. This could be a lot of pressure.
See Mirror.
Enough.
Back at his
Hindi
side
na
though,
lasit
in
yun, hindi
case
na lasit.
Arme and White
Yeah.
find the connection.
I feel like the one small edge PSG.LGD has had in this grand final is they're able to keep their safe lane really close to their tower constantly. They're not losing lane control on their safe lane. And it's allowing for them to have very good creep equilibrium, and that then in return makes Collapse forced to play much
Ano,
safer.
umuuna, uy.
See Mirror not quite able to close the gap on the courier. Has left
Collapse
Collapse
on.
rather on his own. Nice little
Galing, galing.
circle around the tree line. Will keep Collapse away from the two of them.
He's actually a player that very often manages to get these jukes where he kind of takes a route that people don't expect him to, and
So,
gets
ano
out of these
una?
tricky situations.
Kasi nothing to say sa
Wonder if he can get out now though. Wise on top of him. He has a slow.
mga
A fair
kalahati.
bit of damage. Does still have the skewer for a follow-up impetus or the combo of Arme. It can close in on him.
Yeah, Fate Beyond getting initiated on bottom. Flies used, meta's used, but immediate TP out. Again, great presence of mind. You can tell why these players are in the grand finals. They're not giving anything away for free. It's not like neither team's attempting to make moves. It's just both teams are really
Mid
on top
lane.
of it as mid.
Nako, silence, patay.
The
Na-dodge.
setup here with the combo. Nice dodge. Flies off to the side here, Toronto Tokyo. In fact, over in the triangle, they are able to catch out. Or in fact, well, he did deny the boundary, but it will cost him his life.
Dyer's
Going
bottom
over for
tower
that one
needs
there as
some
Team
Medyo
Spirit
naulat
was
eh.
prepared for that move.
Bottom.
Yeah, and Toronto Tokyo picks up the illusion rune there. So a little bit of miscoordination there. I think if you time that ancient seal a bit better, generally
Medyo
speaking,
nauna.
you're going to use the X into torrent.
Maaga
If you
nauna.
get the silence after the torrent goes off, then the potential to get the boat in is there. And I think if they did the combo that way, they might have gotten the kill. But of course, the fear of Ember potentially dodging the torrent with a slight forced them to use it too early.
Yeah, now they've sort of shown their hand mid. Something
No,
else that's made that play again.
insecto.
Top lane.
Brains up to mga sir,
Nightmare
brains
set
up.
up onto Arme.
Ayun na, patay si
Collapse.
Ame.
It's got enough damage.
Stun.
Doesn't look like quite. The shockwave will miss. Still trying to chase down Arme, but a shockwave
Sabay
and
mid
skewer
mo.
already expended. There's no further threat here against the
Oh,
tiny Arme. Is going to be fine.
Bottom lane.
That's good pressure though. They force them off of the lane. They finally have managed to get lane control up top, and immediately when they get it, they have the opportunity to pressure the Tiny. So force them off the wave, force them to go to the jungle, and he doesn't have any sustain, right? So he's gonna have to spend gold on
Siya
next
ulti ah.
There you go
Ulti
for
yan.
him early on here with the three of them surrounding the Terrorblade Yatoro. He's trapped in the
Walang ano
trees.
to eh. Ayun o, walang.
Moves
Report.
from the supports of PSG.LGD
Report
start to go
Wyvern.
up. See the counterplay attempted.
Patay
Set up
din
with the
ata
Nightmare, but
ito.
the TP's already coming over for nothing to say. He'll be ready to fight if Team Spirit push any further, and they won't. They'll respect the potential of a backup coming in for Arme. They step away to not be caught out by the combo of the Kunkka.
Medyo malayo ang
Battle
Ember.
of the Power Rune now resumes. It's about 30 seconds left, so both teams probably talking about which supports can we bring to the runes, who can be there in time to help out.
Nakuha niya na.
One haste, one DD, it can change the flow of the game entirely.
Middle tower.
Toronto Tokyo also just sort of cutting away, maybe getting the momentum of the mid lane in such a state that he'll have that ability to check the rune, but yeah, PSG.LGD just fully on it.
DD. It's a big rune. This allows you now to have the damage to potentially burst a hero that you wouldn't be able to otherwise. And bottom lane, Faithbeyond's really trying to pressure this tower. And now that he's forced out the Arctic burn from Miposhka, Miposhka has to be very safe. He can't really sit there and be as annoying anymore and just continuously nuke the creeps. So expect this bottom tower to start falling. Meanwhile, top, Am is doing a great job of just defending.
He is. He's clearing out the way, holding off the pressure. Something that Team Spirit can't quite do themselves here down bottom. Faith Beyond.
So here, it's an important smoke here that LGD are doing. They recognize that Am is going to sit at the tower. The Radiant team can't really defend their own bottom tower. So what are they going to do? They're going to mirror your play. They're going to go and attempt to take top lane tier 1 tower. So the smoke up here, it's a preemptive move in case Team Spirit tries to do something. But Spirit reads it perfectly. They are aware.
And making sure not to get caught out by these early moves as PSG.LGD do start to slowly ramp up an early gold advantage. Now hitting the 1k lead, they'll be able to catch themselves.
Slip.
A lonely vein in the river, Mira.
Yeah, and Yator actually gives his position away. He used the reflection there, so now they know the Terrorblade's in the triangle. And you can look bottom, Faithbeyond has absolutely no fear. There's no hero that could gank him in any shape, way, or form. So he's off to a really, really good start. And when we talk about the strat coming into it, it's all about timings, right? So you want, ideally, for him to finish up his Helm of the Overlord and the Aghanim Scepter before 20 minutes. And if the game continues the way it is right now, it's highly likely to happen.
Double damage.
Possess mask yun.
I'm a Spirit. I do want to try and put the pressure up top. Try and push Arme out of this top area of the map.
Warrior mo,
See in the mid lane.
Dyer's
For the catch, but again, Toronto Tokyo fully prepared.
Yeah,
It's well out of the way.
Spirit are aware that the boat was used, and that the top tower is very unlikely to be defended.
It's hard for them to get on top of Arme. Again, playing smart with the Avalanche, putting a stop to the combo. And now time's been bought for PSG.LGD to come around. Yatora immediately out with the TP. Doesn't want to be around here anymore. Mira will get found in the trees, though. Another death here on the Bane as PSG.LGD continue to fight back against Spirit's attempts to get something done. And elsewhere from PSG.LGD there. Definitely getting a little bit more done in this first 10 minutes.
Yep, they absolutely are. And Purge Creep here on the Lycan. This allows you to take away the level 4 Flame Guard from the Ember, which is his major fighting tool right now in the early game. So that gets purged, they have to back off. This tower is gone.
Oh, look at this timing here, 10 minutes, a second tier 1 tower. They're playing it fast, PSG.LGD.
Yeah, LGD have the entire map to play with right now. They're controlling the entire. It's basically wherever they want to go, whoever they want to kill, is an option for them. And Team Spirit, they just have to try to play this map split game where they're dragging the PSG.LGD heroes around and trying to get Yatora to farm safely behind everybody else.
I'm going to see what the space to collapse has got. He's going to have a good timing here on the Blink Dagger. I mean, how proactive do you expect to see them be here with its Blink pickup? Is it an immediate smoke and an attempt for a kill?
I think very likely they're going to try to make some counter move, where they try to set up a play where they expect LGD to do something and they know where their heroes are going to be, and then they're set up ready to take that fight. I don't really expect them to make some aggressive smoke, most likely around some enemy tower or in order to defend one of their own.
See, just this constant micro here.
Oh my god, Faithbeyond's being so annoying. Toronto Tokyo's trying to farm jungle with his Flame Guard, but he's just purging it off every single time.
And he's taking all the camps himself, Faithbeyond here with the wolves.
Yeah, it's a tough position to be in if you're Team Spirit. You really drafted this very late game heavy draft. You know it's going to take a long time for you to come online. I think if you see a team like OG play December Spirit, he probably would have gone for more of a slight chain build and try to make moves, try to set up tempo, and try to break up the pace of the game. But Toronto Tokyo opted to go for the more farm heavy route. So their draft is going to come online much later than PSG.LGD's, and that's why they're allowed to dominate the early game the way they have been.
Nothing to say. He wants to set up in the mid. Arcane Rune in the bottom. Full armlet. Top of the phase. Very tanky Kunkka this early on, and a lot of damage to dish out.
Yeah. And if we take a look at the vision game, which we've been talking about so much during this series, because it's just so important, you notice you have the scouting wolves from Faith Beyond, so there's extra 2 wards basically that are running around the map and providing vision for LGD. And then on top of that, the Team Spirit wards are so defensively placed, they're right outside of their own towers, protecting their triangle and protecting their tier 2 bottom tower. So it's not really giving them any information about what's going on in the game. They don't really see any heroes on these wards. Whilst LGD feel very comfortable moving around the map. So vision superiority definitely in favor of LGD. They understand what's going on the game right now much better than Team Spirit does. Team Spirit is playing exclusively off of game sense.
You can see the confidence from PSG.LGD because of that vision control. Smoke ups, they swing through the triangle here of Team Spirit. See if Spirit gets caught out on the top. They don't get all right.
Clear sailing.
Sniffs it out. Yator is so good at sniffing it out, I feel like.
Yeah, and he's made the call for Collapse to back off as well. They're both out of it.
Yeah, and this is purely a game sense read. This is him looking at the minimap, understanding what LGD is doing, and responding to it perfectly. There was no information of that play coming. Wonderfully done.
Paano pa lang ito, mga sir?
There's a little bit of a play attempt set up in the bottom lane. But they just don't have the damage.
It's hard just with the 2 of them. Not a job for the supports alone.
But look at Yatoro, he's making his way over.
Maybe indeed with the Terrorblade and the Metamorphosis they could get the damage done if they get a grip onto
3K gold league.
He's taking that 2.4.
Pero tatlo na dito. Dapat
24
umalis na ito
He's got
dito.
the Echo Saber, the Treads.
Ako na-scout.
See if they can do it. Nightmare setup. Instantly TPs are coming in.
Patay
See if they
yan,
can do the
patay
damage
yan.
quick enough. Yatoro focusing down with the Metamorphosis and
Patay
the
na, patay
illusions.
yan.
They'll be able to take it. They kill off Arme. As Declare's coming in, but Yatoro is able to sidestep it. PSG.LGD, can they get a grab in return? Nothing to say. Trying to charge in. See Mirror head into the trees, trying to distract them from the rest of them. But here comes the micro from White.
Nice.
He's able to lock down Maposhka here with a setup from the Centaur. Drag back into the combo. He'll try his best to break the combo. Nothing to say here with the curse thrown out Maposhka. But he will still end up going down. Still no Spirit. They'll take that. They got in. They're able to take Arme off the map. Yatoro is able to continue to farm here with the benefit of Collapse and the Empower.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But they did use both the Lycan Farm and the bow. And if we think about how LGD wants to play this game, it's important for them to have their cooldowns to get big kills or get big moments. While Team Spirit are happy every time nothing's happening in the game, they feel like they're getting ahead. They feel like they're progressing their game. And that's exactly what's going on now, right? They know there's no Lycan form, there's no bow, there's no team fight that's going to happen in the next 2 minutes. And they're very happy about that.
Yeah, we're seeing as well Toronto, Tokyo able to silently play his game here. He's been getting a lot of space. We see already with this time, with the first time pick up the Yules, he's already rather hard for PSG.LGD to catch. He's got the Javelin on his way towards the Maelstrom, so his game, his farm certainly going to be picking up pretty soon here. Let's see if PSG.LGD are able to find any more action to keep this lead going. Arme in the neighborhood, ready to brawl in the jungle of Spirit. If Spirit give it to them, but so far in this game 5, Spirit have returned to sort of that fantastic ability to read the moves and just avoid any sort of engagement that is not preferable for them to be involved in.
Yeah, and I think when you're playing some sort of like Enchantress Skywrath type draft, you want to be getting kills right now. You want to be punishing them. And take a look at the graphs. It's been about a 2 to 3K lead for most of the game. They're not really progressing on LGD's side. Yes, they're ahead, but they're not getting more ahead. And with their style of draft, you want to be getting more ahead as the game progresses. So it's looking like that 20-minute timing really is going to be everything for them.
Absolutely, especially now with the Shadow Blade done on Arme. I mean, he is ready to be an incredible killer at this stage, of course. The power of the Tiny, ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, I think the 2 supports from Team Spirit are going to be really, really important for this upcoming team fight. Because if Bane is able to get a grip on the Tiny for long enough for TB to take good positioning and output damage, that might just be enough for them to win the game. If this Tiny goes down, PSG.LGD's draft has nothing. It's all about Arme.
Out sila dyan, out. Nakita na nila.
This time around, Mirror Maposhka
is under attack.
having collapsed by their side.
Nakita nila may
Arme,
Bane. Out sila dyan, out.
he's just got himself Shinkyu behind him. Setting up with the Shadow Blade in preparation to clear out the wave. We'll see if Spirit hang around to try and hunt him down.
Yeah, Maposhka with the read. He does have a sentry. Looks like he might have ran up on that wave if Ahmed had just been slightly more patient.
Ang dagger naman yun.
So if we take a look at items, you see the Winter Wyvern's building the blink. He understands one good curse, you know? It's all about getting the one good spell off. So having the positioning, staying back, and then blinking at the right moment, that's going to be what he's going for. And they're giving him space, right? They're letting Maposhka sit down here to try to finish off the blink. They understand how important this is.
Absolutely. It's going to be huge, these curses, against a lineup where You're running these 3 melee cores that
1K
want to be
gold
charging in
lead
at you.
lang ang nalalay,
Absolutely
nahabol na.
possibilities for a
Namatay
huge
kasi yung
turnaround
Tiny.
Winter's Curse to come out in these team fights.
Yeah, there definitely is. And if
Konting
you look
mali
at
lang
Yatoro,
talaga
he's
dito, mga
building
sir.
up to that
Kawawa
Eye of
talaga
Scotty.
pag-
He wants to be tanky enough to tank the damage and then potentially get his Thunder off. That's going to be this big game for him. If he's able to stand his ground with Scotty and the Tiny initiates on anything but him, he might just be able to be tanky enough to stay alive.
Talaga, pag ano talaga mga sir.
The one person who's really not getting any farm in this game right now is Collapse. He's kind of understood that, you know what, I'm just going to get my shard and I'm going to be happy with that. If I can have it by 20 minutes, that's everything I need.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen before from Collapse how much he can get done with limited resources. This man's Magnus, certainly something to be feared. Something that got tripped up in the game, of course, where Jin-Q had the Rubik to deal with it.
Yes,
Something that isn't, of course, here this time round. So a bit more free of a game for Collapse to make his moves occur.
Yeah, I feel like both teams are just waiting for this 20 minutes. I mean, if the pacing keeps going like this, I mean, LGD is going to hit their timing, and then you really got to look at that team fight. The nice thing about having so much time right now is I expect Team Spirit to be really ready for that fight when it comes.
Tower could use some help.
But look at this. LGD are going to try to make a move right
Yes,
before it.
Odi.
Here
Inakompleto
they
na.
go. Ancient Thunderhide leading the charge.
Ibig sabihin niya, andyan na rin
Which
yan.
will be spotted out here by Spirit. They'll know that there's likely going to be some action following it.
Great read from Spirit again. And look up top. Yatoro's just farming. 5 heroes committed down here for LGD. But Yatoro has the space that he wants.
Can they get a grab underneath the tier 2 tower? Jin-Q, nothing to say, they're going to try. Collapse, he's going to go with the RP just onto Jin-Q. Drag the
Uy,
scope underneath the
naawit
tower.
Pasok, pasok.
5 in return, but Yatoro's ready to turn up the
Naawat.
grips
Naawat si natin
through.
kasi.
They've got nothing to say underneath the tower. Yatoro's beat this out from
Thunder.
Sliding Fist comes out, and they're looking to turn on
Ayun na,
another
patay, patay, patay.
jump over the
Uli,
rim.
uli, 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 uli.
Tokyo in with the chains.
Ay, patay.
Abe goes down.
Nice one, T-Spirit.
Lost the life, but not for long. That Shockwave claims the life of the Enchantress. The Spirit will collapse. Oh, let them die. To the Thunderhide of Faith Beyond, but of course that will also get claimed by Yatoro. And more money for them on the defense. An
Medyo nasa loob
aggressive
lang, medyo
dive
nasa loob.
underneath the tier 2 tower. But as we get the turnaround,
loob
it's
eh.
absolutely there. Yatoro's able to get involved, and PSG.LGD, they get punished.
Yeah, beautifully done by Team Spirit. But keep in mind, RP was expended, Metamorphosis was expended, 20-minute timing coming up, and Roshan's available too. So, huge rune, arcane rune for Ember. This could be a game-winning rune for him.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think once we see that Lycan form come up, expect them to make some kind of move. Actually, Tiny's missing 1,000 gold for his shard, so probably not going to be able to use his timing. So, great fight for Spirit all around. Like, proving that they can kill the Tiny is huge for them.
I mean, Miposhka's maybe even already leading into more
Albert
action.
na.
He's got the Winter's Curse at the ready. Both Toronto, Tokyo, and Collapse up here, ready
Scotty
to
na to,
play
sir.
around him as
Scotty
well.
na nga ata eh.
Yeah,
Radiant's
Face Scale's about
tower
1,000 gold
could
away
use
from
some
the
help.
Ags.
Collapse.
Really?
On toss, he's got that setup. Quick catch and a drag back on as Jin-Q.
Really,
Gets
really?
him in reach of the rest of the
Knock
team.
up. Ayun na si Collapse.
They've got to watch out for these pickoffs. This is something that Collapse was tearing them apart with earlier in the series.
Yeah, and Collapse has recognized that, you know, the idea from LGD here is to silence him when he blinks into Horn Toss. So he can't get the skewer back. Very similar to how the Rubik functioned in the last game, but this time around they're just going to try to use this silence from Skywrath. So what does he do? He goes for the Sky. Great game understanding from Collapse.
Straight into the pit now as well. Even just with the one member down with no Sky, no Jin-Q, it's still enough that PSG.LGD feel that they cannot take this fight there. Letting this go to Spirit.
I feel like the pacing of the game right now, it really does favor Team Spirit. And they expect LGD to make some kind of move to try to break it up. I think they can't just let them farm out this 5-minute Aegis. Expect something to happen before that. Oh, it's such a calm before the storm kind of moment, I feel like. You see Toronto Tokyo is just slowly farming up his items. I mean, this Ember Spirit's been a beast this event, and
Yeah.
he's only 1,000 gold off of his own Aghanims. And then after
Okay,
that comes the
gold,
shard, and then there's
no.
just fire remnants everywhere.
And he hasn't been caught yet this game. 1-0-3.
They're
DJ
shooting on
Remix.
To
Gaia's
contain
top
Toronto
tower.
Tokyo in this early
Hindi
stage.
talaga yun.
He's
Masarap
also
yun
going to have
talaga
that DD rune ready for the next fight.
yun.
Late
May Roshan
season,
pa sila.
He's going to hurt some of these heroes on the back line. They're not going to stand much of a chance at all. Jin-Q
1,000
And
na
boy,
lang.
they better be pretty scared of Toronto Tokyo making the jump in on them.
Someone better
Yeah,
help
the
Dyer's
positioning of
middle
the
tower.
supports, it's really, I think, the story of this game, because both front lines are so tanky. I don't really think they're going to go down without the assistance of the supports from both sides. So Miposhka and Mira going up
Someone
against
better
Y
help
and
Dyer's middle
Xingqiu.
tower.
They both have very, very tough positions to be in. You're going to have Ember remnanting into your backline, chasing the
Dyer's middle
Skyrath,
tower
chasing the
is
Ancient
falling.
Enchantress. And at the same time, if
galing
Tiny gets on
na,
top
nako.
of you, you're just dead. If he gets eyes on you, you're gone.
And here's that time. So they've got the Yags ready
Galing na.
on Faith Beyond. Ready to make the move here, as you say. They don't want to be held back by the idea that Yatoro's got an Aegis. They want to fight regardless into it.
Yeah, they understand. If we wait too long, then Yatoro's going to be too strong. And here we go.
Here we go, Arme.
Oh, they see him.
Set up for success here. Looking towards Yatoro.
Arapi ah.
Poshka, Toronto, Tokyo, and Collapse setting up across the cliffside as Y will be the first to get poked upon. See how Team Spirit want to tackle this.
There's a DD up
Looking for
front.
options.
Tokyo.
Collapse, he's in. Instantly caught out by the Ancient Seal, so no skewer to follow. Y.
Chains, back up.
Searing heat.
Is there anything they can do to save their Enchantress? I mean, does Y need saving at all? He's going to need to. As the Nightmare holds him back.
Yeah, Wolf Farm both used on Lycan as well as Tiny. So this means full reset. Now, Team Spirit are in control of the pace. They get to decide what happens in this game.
Yeah, they could push Aegis, Metamorphosis, ready for use here. Tier 2s could be on the table for Team Spirit.
Looking for some kind of pickoff. They know LGD can't fight back if they get on top of their heroes right now.
They've got their eyes
Ang tindi naman ng laban na to.
starting to rack up the gold again after the Skadi. 2,800. It's got that butterfly queued up. Knows that they're not going to be wanting to pick up any sort of true strike anytime soon here on the heroes of PSG.LGD. The evasion would be huge.
Topic na rin yan.
I wonder if it's enough though. I like the idea of the Satanic more. Yeah, he's going for the
Right.
Satanic.
He's changing.
I really
Sino?
like this, because if he can survive the Tiny combo, if he can get through it, you can purge off the silence from the
okay,
Skyrath,
okay.
you can get one hit off
Ayan.
and then some. Oh.
Yeah, the Dispel's beautiful.
I mean, if you're a Team Spirit fan, you're very happy with the pacing of this game. You saw
Yes.
LGD being unable to use their first timing of the game to really do anything. So
fortified their structures.
if this keeps happening like
Dyer's
2-3
bottom
more
tower
times,
is under
then you're in the
attack.
late game. And boy, are Team Spirit geared up to take that late game.
The rune of
Ready with the set up
invisibility.
top.
Sorry.
Back Toronto, Tokyo in
Nako.
this rune. Ready to go.
Dyer's
See if he
bottom
can
tower
get
is shattered to little
a surprise
pieces.
jump onto PSG.LGD. Why?
Huli to si Way.
That's the closest right now. It's just the two
Sabi na
supports
muna
playing
Way.
up here, really.
Nila kayo.
Putting themselves in the most dangerous position whilst the cause are able to farm on the safer side of the map.
I think Team Spirit are going to look for some sort of smoke for this bottom
Una
triangle
ngayon
ward.
si
This
ano,
is a ward that they usually fight
Yato.
around when they have it, so
Game
let's
fight
see
to
what they
mga
do.
sir,
It
walang
looks like they're moving
bigayan
over.
to.
Gem on Miposhka, they
Bugbugan
understand the
talaga to,
importance of the
mga
vision
sir.
in this game. And there's no tombstone this time, right? They don't have
nako.
that kind of team fight vision tool
Nakuha na
on
ni
Team
Maki
Spirit as
items
they did,
na-
or sorry, on LGD as they did in the previous two games.
Black
Now
King
they're relying on the
Bar,
wolves.
okay.
So having the gem secures you, but there's no
Delikado to.
wolves on top of you. They don't see where you're moving.
3
They don't know
minutes
what's going on. So
para sa-
great item pick up by Miposhka,
Yeah.
understanding the importance of it.
30 seconds para sa Aegis of
It's a tense
Immortality.
game.
I mean, you know, the
27.
Team Spirit's got the solid jump, but PSG.LGD, they've got the hard hit. If they can get it
Ako nakita.
with the tiny ball, we're going to see
Patay.
Collapse come in. He's in with the horn toss. He's going to look to
Patay, patay.
separate. Nothing to say for the rest of the
Patay siya,
team.
patay.
Fiend's grip as well, locking down the Kunkka. They get a quick grab. Nothing to say. Out for a
10
minute.
10
seconds.
seconds on the Aegis, and once again the wolf forms are used, but Ahmed's
Radiant's
deciding to
top tower
retreat.
has looked
They
better.
don't see the opening they want. There's no buyback on the Kunkka.
Yeah, it's hard to fight with one of their most farmed cores right now in the game. They need them all up, really, to tackle Team Spirit head on.
1K,
The timing left on
na.
Metamorphosis, so Team Spirit, they can push on. 26 minutes in, starting to take down this Tier 2
Sakit na
Tempa.
ano.
Dyer's
top.
structures are
Quick
fortified.
fingers.
Image.
Jumped away from the stun of the Tiny.
Radiant's top
The
tower
fortifications
is
soon to be coming to an end. You see Spirit, they're happy to go for
Uli.
the dives behind the tower.
Skyrock.
Toronto Tokyo is in,
Patay,
and he's
patay.
found himself Xingqiu.
Great recognition there. You know,
Ayun
Tiny
na,
initiates
ayun
on
na
your top.
yung
What does
ano,
that mean? That
ayun
means
na
there's no
yung
hero
spirit.
meant to fight. Immediately dives in. Wherever the Tiny is not, Team Spirit have massive freedom to make moves.
Dyer's middle tower
The
is
Tiny, it's really
falling.
all about this Tiny. And two last wolf forms have not gone PSG.LGD's way. In fact, the game is slowly swinging into Team Spirit's favor, and they're kind of getting past that impossible timing of fighting this Tiny.
Oh, huli na naman.
He's got another grab. Jumps in wide. He's gone.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, if you're
words
PSG.LGD right
dyan,
now,
may
you really
words.
gotta try to find a way to catch Team Spirit off guard. But they have the gem. They're setting up their vision smartly. They're playing around where they can see the dire heroes. If you look at the minimap, look at where they're positioned. Bottom side of the map, 2 hill wards here to cover any sort of entrance that LGD try to make. So they're always aware of what's going on. Very smart positioning on the map here. Team Spirit recognize that as long as we just delay the game, we don't feed, we don't give away anything for free, we're in a good position. Yatoro will carry us.
Never refuse gold given.
It's all right.
Satanic na rin to eh.
In position now to
Team
maybe push
Spirit
down
na
a threat in
siguro
another
to,
tier
Master.
2 tower. We'll see the setup looking for Toronto
Radiant's middle
Tokyo,
tower
but
shouldn't have to
again,
take this abuse.
he senses
Dire's
something's
bottom
up and
tower
they
is under
don't
attack.
get that catch.
Ano na to, T-Spirit? T-Spirit is the new
Tower now
champion,
beating on the
mga
bottom tier 2 tower, doesn't get any sort of response. Means now they expect most of the LGD heroes to be on the top side of the map.
Dire's bottom tower is
I mean, they've
falling.
got Metamorphosis up in 10 seconds. Can they start to poke the high ground, or is,
Dire's
how
bottom
aggressive
tower
do you
needs
want to get with these
help.
pushes?
It's a scary decision to make. I don't envy carry players that have to make this decision at this position in the game, but
Are they going to make the call to commit? Metamorphosis is up for you, Toro.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
How hard does he want to push it into the base of PSG.LGD? Doesn't look like they want to.
I think the idea here is to try to
Dire's bottom
force
tower is
the
being
LGD
chipped
heroes
away.
back into the base,
Yeah.
so they then can play
Yeah.
around their own wards, and then potentially move over to the top side, remove any sort of vision that LGD has, and then
Dire's
get map
bottom
control
tower
that way.
needs some help.
And you know, with these illusions, pushing safely,
Uli.
force the response.
He
Uy.
goes for the jumper collapse. He's not able to get the grab back on nothing to say.
Nakuha na yung reverse.
Nothing
Game
to
na,
say.
game na.
Gives up a mirror, holding him for the longer of the
Uy,
feet.
mali,
Catch
mali,
up on the
mali.
avalanche. The Winter's Curse coming to a quick end. And PSG.LGD now charging on the base. Boko's crashing down onto
Sakit.
mirror. Ancient Seal for now onto Yatoro. He's looking to back up and reset inside the base. Toronto Tokyo. He's diving in. Past the tier 3s. He's able to take out nothing to say. Looking around and over to the side. He's got his eyes over towards Y. Or maybe even more actually. He's holding on to that. Not jumping back quite yet. As they've killed off 2. And with 2 dead, they may just have the room here to push up to the high ground. Yatoro is stepping up.
Wala,
Still a bit
confident
longer
na
with
kasi
the
ano.
Metamorphosis left. They're taking this tier 3 tower. There's going to have to be buybacks. Jinq back into the game.
Dire's bottom tower
But
is
it's
T-Spirit to, mga sir.
Taken it.
T-Spirit.
Some damage being done to the Rex as well. No Kunkka for 40 seconds.
Yeah, and no wolf fight.
Uli, uli.
Catch. He wants the grab. Jumps in. Drags back on the sky up. Mei Jinq. He's gone for 70.
Magbago na yata tayong champion, mga sir.
PSG.LGD Spirit. They'll keep the push going. And
They
you've got to be
recognize-
careful. You know, Collapse is looking for another one. There it is. He's in. Back on way. He just can't stop finding them, Collapse.
Mega na boto, mga
Every
sir.
single time. Pick up on
Dire's
the
bottom
pick up.
barracks are falling.
He can't stand anywhere near Spirit.
No, you absolutely can't. And Yatoro's recognizing, you know, I don't have meta. I don't have my strongest spell, but neither do they. And he's just pushing it here. I think they're going to keep going for this buildings. They do not seem afraid. There's so much confidence right now in how they're playing. They get the buyback.
Dire's middle
He's the next
tower
mark, but he has
just went
3,000
Oh,
HP.
he's so tanky. Sunder, Satanic at the ready if he ever feels threatened.
But look at this. LGD are coming in from behind. They recognize that they can't go on the front line. They need to catch the backline heroes.
They're going to try and go for the easy kill first, or at least the easier, maybe, but no, it's not. TP out there are able to stop it. Arme's in with the combo. They catch the Bane. They need more, though, nothing to say in the team. Doesn't look like they're going to get it. Meposhka's off into the trees. They won't be able to find him to stop that escape. Team Spirit, they take
Okay,
around,
gold
they take
lead,
a tier 3 in the
Joseph.
mid lane. They only end up losing a Bane, pushing them up now to an 8k lead against PSG.LGD.
Yep, and once again, both the wolf forms are expended. So do you know what that means? Roshan's available. Metamorphosis is ready in 10 seconds. Team Spirit are going to eye it up.
No, Roshan
It's
up
going to
na,
get
mga
even
sir.
harder to deal with Yatoro now.
Ayanin
He's
niya
got
ba
the
to?
full silver edge done, so the ability to sort of duck in and out of the fights. He is going to be a right nightmare to deal with. We see Arme's farm not too far behind, but you definitely feel that at the moment, with the timings that they've hit, Spirit as a unit are so much harder to deal with than it is for them to take down PSG.LGD.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's reflected in the way that Alm is playing. But he's about to
Oh,
get caught here to the
really?
lane.
There's Collapse.
BKB.
In with the wall toss, dropping the RP.
Oh,
BKB
really?
was out in time. He's into the invis.
Oh,
But the
nakakunat.
physical.
Wala
Is
siyang
he gonna be
damage.
enough from this Terrorblade? And Yatoro,
Oh, wala, patay.
he's focusing down
GG to,
Arme.
GG
Arme's
sir.
trying to run, but he can't get away from him. Arme out for 80. They're ready to chase for more Collapse. Steering in to close the distance onto Jinq. They've caught the Skyer. Set up there as well with the curse. They're ready to close up onto Fabian as well. They're going for a third kill here. Stewart from Collapse. Back into the claws of Spirit.
Wala siyang
Team
bawi,
Spirit
ano,
has
walang
lasted
damage.
through the hardest part of the game. now everything is theirs. They just need to play this calmly. Don't overextend. Recognize that as long as we play around our own timings, this game is firmly in our grip.
I mean, there's 3 dead. There's no buyback. It's only nothing to say.
Walang
And
buyback.
why left here for the defense? That's Team Spirit.
Dyer's middle barracks.
Walang buyback, mga sir.
It looks like
Spirit.
Dyer fortified
They've
their
got a
structures.
fortification.
Dyer's
But
middle
there's still
tower isn't going to
those
last
long, long seconds before they get their 2 claws back in the game.
Wala.
PSG.
GG
They're
to,
gonna have to
GG.
try to do something. I don't think they have enough time to
GG na
wait
to,
for
sir.
Tiny to
GG na to.
respawn.
Ay,
See
nagbak
how
sila.
carefully Team Spirit play it.
Goes back.
There's 20 seconds, no army. They can
Somebody
push.
better help Dyer's
They
middle
can push
tower.
in Spirit. They don't need a back.
Dyer's
20
middle
seconds
GG
with
na
an
to.
army. They're going to look for more ground before they close it up. Jump off for
GG na to, sir.
GQ goes down. Nothing to say as well. 18 point, nothing to say has the buyback. 8 seconds until army with the
seconds.
ancient. They're looking to close it
GG.
up. They can taste the championship. They can
Ay,
taste
ano?
it. The protection is in. The
Backdoor.
protection is in. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. PSGLGD, they'll start now to force Spirit back on the base. Mipochka will get himself out with a blink. They just need to reset Spirit.
They're trying to get out. Faith Beyond's on top of Mira though.
They've got the curse. Holding back the Lycan. Why? Being a bit of a nuisance off to the side. Keeping this onto Mira, but why? Chased down by
Wala sila
Colin.
ng yata, no? Ay, minito na
Trying to
ako.
Tokyo, long mana. Chased, holds it back, but now the BKB armor.
Buyback though.
Buyback yan, eh.
Gets instantly caught out with the torrent.
Ay,
The
na-silence.
silence as well. Jump forward, collapse. BKB,
Yeah,
still
patay.
back into the
Patay
clutch.
tayo.
The torrent. The
Patay na
torrent.
tayo.
They can be
GG na.
looking down with the RP. Where's the detection? Where's the detection?
No detection.
They need to see
GG
him.
na.
They don't get to
GG
see
na,
him.
GG.
Oh mate, he's gonna live. He's gonna turn towards Spirit. He's still very low. And then a slight change. They get him. They finish him off.
Uy!
Oh, nothing to say.
What a TP.
What a TP. He's out. He's alive.
So no buyback on Toronto Tokyo. No buyback on Faith Beyond.
boy.
No buyback on Ame.
Oh my goodness.
Grabe ang laro.
There is a Roshan.
There is.
May Roshan, may Roshan.
Oh, I thought that was gonna be it.
I mean, it was so close.
16k gold dit
But the
ng
backdoor
T-Spirit, mga
protection
sir.
kicks in. PSG.LGD are able to pull together a defense. They lose their tier 4s. But the Ancient still stands.
Yep, Satanic used
Nag-scan,
Thunder as well.
nag-scan.
You can feel the nerves.
Talagang
I
ba
can
nila?
feel it. It's just so much on the line.
Walang red
Just
bull to
one
eh.
sentry word could have won them the game there, but support's unfortunately not able to get into range.
Wala na,
Let's see what
tagal
they can
na.
do around this pit. They're still down 16k PSG.LGD, but they've got all their old stuff. Can they make any sort of steal? They've already managed to set up here onto the Kunkka. They're going to go straight to it. Yatora coming in with the
Nice
BKB.
one.
The class, hot back arm out the side. Nothing to say.
Uy,
He's
patay
got
sila
it.
natin to say.
Out for a good
GG.
turn. Yatora's ready to step over his next target. He's looking over towards Arme. Collapse. Popping the BKB. Mapochka keeping himself alive with a cold embrace. Spirit. They'll turn over towards Arme, but Arme's stripping the BKB to
Uy,
go.
walang
He's still
buyback
got
yan,
the
sir.
support. He's looking to throw on
Walang
Tokyo.
buyback yan, sir.
Throw on Tokyo by some of the yours. He's got another remnant. Slight this into the remnant of the high ground. He's away. Both teams again. Yeah, sneaking around under the cover of these silver edges. Watching one another.
Metamorphosis is out, but so is the 2 wolf forms.
Grabe tong laro na to, sir.
Both teams taking it safe right now. But look at
No,
Wise.
nakita
He's
siya.
up on the
Dyer's
cliff.
Ancient is under
Why?
attack.
Dude, look at how carefully they're playing it. They're scared to walk up there and try to kill him.
Watch like. Oh, they got him.
There we go.
They'll take him off the cliff.
But look at Roche! Oh, it's killing Roche!
Oh, but no, he can't do it, surely.
Radiant's middle tower could
Blink.
use some
And
help.
time collapse. He's got his eyes on him. Still nothing to say. All white for 50
Ame's
seconds.
alone!
He's gone in alone. That was a risky move. He's got the back of a Shin-Q. But Spirit, they're going to chase on. Slight chase. Oh, my God.
GG.
2 minutes.
GG na, GG.
Ancient exposed. Spirit, they'll make the walk over towards the Ancient. And
They're not waiting for the creeps.
they're ready to close it this time.
Ano, sir?
Only
GG
2
na.
left. Can they stop a PSG.LGD? I don't think they can.
Yeah, GG.
GG's got us over. GG and so the GG.
Called it.
They have done it, Team Spirit. They come into the grand finals 2 games straight up. They take away from PSG.LGD game 3 and game 4. PSG.LGD, they hit back. But the game 5, even though they get knocked out in 3 and 4, Spirit.
Team Spirit victory, mga sir. Team Spirit victory tayo, mga sir. Ang ating TI10 champion.
Oh, good
arguably the favourites coming into the tournament.
Absolutely, and they don't just beat any PSG.LGD. They beat PSG.LGD playing their best draft. This was all the heroes that PSG.LGD wanted. Like Seb touched on, Lycan, Tiny, they invented this. This was the most dominant combo of this tournament, and they beat it. They figured out how to beat it, and they beat the best team at playing it.
I mean, it's insane as well. 4 of them, their first TI.
That's crazy.
Yatoro, Toronto, Tokyo, Collapse, Mirror, the first time they've been on the TI main stage. Mepotchkeri's been in before, but only top 8 this time, leading the boys to the championship title and taking home $18 million in Zania.
It's unbelievable. I know before this tournament, I was streaming and people would ask me like, where do you think Team Spirit are going to place? And I honestly said, on a good day, if everything goes your way, maybe top 6. I never saw this coming. Not in a million years. What an unbelievable performance.
What a story, what a road, what a dream here that they've achieved. The Spirit now claim the Aegis. Ladies and gentlemen, your international tag champions, Team Spirit.
Grabe. Team Spirit na sir. Paano mga sir? Congrats. Nice. Nice. Nice tayo dito.